I don't think I realized what constant stress was actually doing to me until I finally slowed down enough to actually notice it. Because when the pressure becomes your normal operating state, you stop recognizing how much it's changing you. And honestly, that realization hit me pretty hard. For a long time, my life felt like a constant urgency, right? Always thinking ahead, always trying to have a problem solved every little bit that comes around the corner, always chasing that next opportunity, and always mentally on, right? Even when I wasn't working, my brain was still working. There'd be nights I'd be laying there, can't even go to sleep because my brain's still working, right? I couldn't fully relax. What I thought it was, and for years I told myself, right? This is ambition. This is discipline. This is what hardworking people do. This is what it feels like to be hardworking, right? But now I realize a lot of it was just chronic stress, and I had normalized it. I'm gonna tell you what stress was quietly doing in my life. What scared me is realizing how subtly it changes you over time. Constant stress was making me mentally exhausted, emotionally reactive, impatient, disconnected, and overstimulated. I started living life entirely in response mode, not intentional living, just reacting. I couldn't pick my reactions to things, right? I was living in survival mode so deep that every time some little inconvenience came around, I snapped. I snapped on people, on animals, on family, on friends. And the hardest part, a lot of the damage is invisible while it's happening. You don't notice how tense your body feels. You don't notice how scattered your thoughts become, how difficult it is just to be present in that moment, and how disconnected you feel from peace. Because eventually your nervous system adapts to chaos. Stress becomes your new baseline. So I'm going to tell you what I did to my mind. I started realizing I wasn't necessarily thinking clearly anymore, right? My brain always felt crowded, like there was never any space internally, like all my RAM was taken up, always calculating, anticipating, and carrying pressure that I didn't deserve to carry. Even the small moments began feeling heavy. Just the littlest thing could have set me off, right? I'm going to tell you what it did to my life. And honestly, constant stress doesn't just affect work, it affects your relationships, your patience, your health, your creativity, your sleep, your emotions, and even your spiritual life. It affects how you experience this existence itself. So that's what really hit me, right? I'm going to tell you what shifted though. Then recently, right, things started changing. My environment changed. My workflow changed entirely. My pace changed. And for the first time in a long time, I noticed something. I could hear my own thoughts again. I'm going to tell you what that peace revealed to me. And once I experienced just a little bit more peace, I realized how dysregulated I had actually become. I had been surviving so hard that I had stopped experiencing my own life fully. That realization, it was emotional for me. I'm going to tell you the bigger truth, right? I think a lot of people are carrying invisible pressure right now. They're exhausted mentally, but because everyone around them is exhausted too, it just feels normal, right? And normal doesn't always mean healthy. That's important. What I believe now, right? I believe now that ambition should not destroy your peace. Success should not disconnect you from your life, and productivity should not cost you your entire nervous system. I believe in discipline. I believe in hard work, but I no longer believe that constant internal stress is the price of becoming successful. Sometimes the biggest life change isn't getting more money, it isn't getting a new title, and it isn't most certainly looking successful. Sometimes it's simply breathing again, thinking clearly again, being fully present again, and becoming emotionally alive again. That's what I'm starting to experience now. I didn't realize what constant stress was quietly doing to me until peace finally showed me the difference. And honestly, I never want to normalize that kind of exhaustion again. If you've been carrying invisible stress for a long time too, comment peace down below because I think a lot more people are exhausted than they want to admit. Till next time, man, you know what it is, man. Peace.